Hey everyone, it's Melinda Thomas. Welcome to the Business Buzz Show. I'm very excited today because my guest is a good friend and a phenomenal photographer and virtual presence coach, Alyssa Peek. So I want to welcome you, Alyssa. How are you doing with all of this craziness?
I'm good. I left New York City March 12th, and I'm now in Long Island and tucked in the woods. So social distancing.
Yeah, good. How have you been adjusting to this change? Because your business, tell us a little bit about what your business is, the main piece of it.
Sure. So I'm a headshot photographer, and I really specialize in photographing women over 40. My clients are 40, 50, 60, even 70 years old. And they're women who are out there just like building these amazing businesses, but may be afraid to be on camera, right? They have these fears of looking old or fear they don't know what to do. And the way I work with them, it's really incorporating the whole body and bringing their energy and spirit to show not what they look like, but who they are as a person.
Cool. So since that is usually up close and personal, what are you doing for your business to kind of keep in touch with potential clients and still keep things going, but social distancing?
I have reinvented myself as a personal presence coach. So I'm taking all the skills that I have as a photographer and as a public speaker and as an artist, and I'm bringing them all into coaching people to show up online with a really great presence. So I've turned that into online coaching, virtual coaching sessions.
Cool. That is so cool. Well, I have been a recipient of one of your sessions, and I learned so much. I consider myself pretty savvy with being on camera, but this is a whole new world. And it's also, there are things that I overlooked that you pointed out, and then some great, tips. So when you say virtual presence coach, so what are all the things that go into making yourself look the best and come across the best on camera?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I have to say is lighting. Lighting is so key. In fact, if I turn off my additional lighting that I have here, and I said I'm sitting in a room with all windows, this is how people are showing up online. And it makes a huge difference. And I like to show the difference because now I am really showing up, you see me. The whole point of showing up to a meeting or an interview or a networking event online is to be seen. So, don't hide in the dark. Really make sure that you have lighting on you. And again, I have additional lights, like I built a set here. And it's all DIY. I have no special ring light. I have I didn't buy anything on Amazon. And so I've been working with my clients to really do a DIY situation of what they have available to them in their home during this quarantine period.
Well, I'm laughing because I have something I would never normally do, which is I've taken the light shades off of a couple of lamps. So I have these bare, stark bulbs, but it makes such a huge difference in the amount of light you can get. So taking, some of the things that you taught me when we did our session was that I didn't have enough light coming from this side. So I think I have a little more now. And then I tried to balance it a little more over here. And then you also helped me with the background, which I thought, was better than having no screen behind me. But you really helped me to move the screen in a way to make sure that it's basically, and I'm looking at myself in the camera, I hope it's even.
The other day when we met, you had it pulled way back and I just saw the top of the screen, and then it just was so, it looked like you were really trying to cover something, and now it just looks like a wall behind you, and it's, so much better. And I think, people have to really pay attention to this box, right?
Yeah.
And I keep saying that to people. It's like, what is in the frame? And what's in the frame, every bit of it is telling a story, right? So I'm an artist, and so you have artwork. It should be my artwork, actually. I should change that. It is, about a clean palette and serenity. And that's really, what I'm trying to express right now, that it's about seeing me, not really seeing this. I wear bright colors every day. I'm so sick of this top. And I was just telling you, I just ordered new tops because I don't own color. But I think wearing color is another tip, that if everyone else is in a group meeting and everyone else is wearing black and gray or white, and you come in with a pop of color, you're going to be seen.
Right. Yeah, that is so true. I think that what is amazing, and I was talking with Tanya Stir last week of Thrill and Style. I know you all work together a lot.
Very closely together.
Yes. She was really, it brings up a great point, because most of the time when we go to a meeting in person, we dress, but we don't dress necessarily to stand out, maybe. We dress for comfort, etc. When you're on screen and this is all people see, the killer shoes you're wearing are not going to be seen.
No.
So those accessories, those
things, wearing slippers now.
Yeah. But the things, a lot of the things that make an outfit or make, your whole self up are not seen. It's
really about this. It's just the tops. I'm not in sweatpants, but I could be in sweatpants. You wouldn't know. It's kind of like the newscasters who wear shorts, underneath, the desk. It is about what's in this frame. And I really think, and Tanya speaks about this, and I speak about it all the time in my headshots. If you're doing a headshot, why wear a dark color that is a down? Like for me, it's about vibrancy. And it's about vibration. And what makes a good headshot is energy. I want to sense your energy. And so it's no different being now on video. Color is energy. If I were wearing a darker color, it'd be heavier. This is light and happy. Right. And I think when we talk about virtual presence, it is about showing up and really, we talked about this, but I'll do an example of if your hands are on the same geometric plane, and this hand goes back, it appears smaller. So if I were to be sitting back in my sofa and I'm going to teach you about presence, it doesn't work. Right. So you really need to bring yourself close to the camera and really show up.
Yeah, that's such a good point, because we would never talk like this to people in a meeting, right? Right. We would never probably sit as close as we are to our computers in a meeting, but this is really an intimate medium. It's a kind of one-on-one feeling, even though there are a lot of people in the room with you. And
I think a really important point is that video live meetings is different than being taped on video.
True.
Right? So I have my husband doing videos of me every day to show my artwork. And it's this fear. I have this fear of doing it wrong or saying something stupid or, the ums. But when you're on a meeting, you can't think of it as being on video. You have to think of it as being in person. Mm-hmm. In your actions, you're not being videoed. You're just live.
Right. And there is a difference in energy. I think that, we get a lot of energy when we're in the room with somebody, but when we're not, and even though we really are technically in a room with a bunch of people, you have to bring your energy up a little bit. It's not necessarily a forced thing, but you cannot just rely on your normal, at the desk energy.
No.
You really do have to show up with a little extra zip. Like you said, color helps a lot, I think, both for the people watching and for you, because it really ups your, mood. I mean, I love that yellow on you. If I could wear yellow, I would do it. But it's really, it's about all those elements, and it's something we don't normally think about when we walk into a meeting.
Yeah, but I think it's also knowing your audience and knowing what it is. Like for the men, they're not going to wear color, right? But they should show up. If they have a business meeting, they should show up as though they're at a business meeting, not in a rock and roll t-shirt, right? You know what I mean? And I think that it's a lot of working from home is not going to go away.
Yeah.
And although I think there's an opportunity where we can get to know each other on a deeper level I see the artwork behind you and I get a sense of your style, and you see the artwork behind me, you get a sense of my style. And I think, with a lot of people I've been working with, it's like, put your kids' artwork or put the family photo. Tell me the story of you in this box. I don't want the dirty laundry. I don't want the dirty dishes. I don't want the stacks of paper, right? So what story are you telling?
Right. So what are your top 3 tips? for
Top 3
setting up
tips.
your office or your set.
Yeah. Lighting, 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 lighting. Your camera should be at eye level.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm looking you in the eye. This is our handshake, you know?
Right.
And I would say posture. So again, if I were
Always
just
have to
sitting,
work on.
you
Yeah.
know, like this, and I'm hanging out, and I'm talking to you, I don't have a presence. You know, I'm sitting on my sofa. I am sitting on an ironing board.
This is the thing. This is the tip that like blew my mind. Yes. So you're sitting on an ironing board. Why?
Because the sofa was too soft, and if I didn't sit on the ironing board, I'd be like way down here, and so it started to hurt my back. And I also have lumbar support, you know, I have 2 pillows back here, because again, you want to be in the frame and the pillows just kind of push me forward versus going back. I don't have
Right.
any sense of presence here. We could be in a meeting, we could be talking about things, there's no sense of presence. Now I have a sense of presence. And I think really, you know, that's a major thing. And a lot of people, they just don't know what they don't know.
That's just the thing. We've never had to, you know, 99% of people have never had to know this. They haven't had to, this is not their business. This is not something that they use in their business. But now that we are relying on this for everything that is business related, I mean, really, truly, I feel like video meetings are essential for every business, that you have to know some of these tips. So I love it. I love it. Yeah, I am sitting on a piece of wood as well, because, you know, that one just blew my mind, but it's not an ironing board. I don't have a little one. So, okay, great. So lighting, posture.
Posture, the camera at eye level.
And eye level. Yeah, that's a great
I mean,
one.
the worst thing is when it's going like this, or people are at the bottom of the screen.
Oh my God.
You know, it really makes a difference, because I see people, especially on their phones, I think it's a big mistake that a lot of people are taking calls on their phones. And when you put the phone down, your angle is so weird, and you appear in like the tiny corner of the screen, and so be careful on your phones. The other public service announcement of doing video calls on your phone is that if you're on a Zoom call with multiple people, you don't see your own picture on the phone, and the video is still on, and you only see the host. So there's a viral video going around of this woman who went to the ladies' room, brought her phone with her, and everyone saw her. So that is my public service announcement. Your video is on your phone, even if you don't see yourself.
Right. Yeah, you have to literally go in and stop your video if you don't want to be seen on camera. Yeah. So that's a great point. Such a good point.
Well, that's the headshots too, actually, because everyone should have their headshot in their Zoom profile. Right. Because when you get up and want to excuse yourself, if you put your headshot in, your presence is still felt, even if you left the meeting for a minute.
That's another great point that you mentioned before. The thing that a lot of people don't know is that you can go into Zoom. All you have to do is go into your account, go into your profile. It's like that little thing. Yeah, there you go. And upload a picture. And then when you leave the video, that's what people see. And I agree. It's better than, you know, I've had people on calls who have named their phone something. So like there was one that was Bill's phone. And it wasn't Bill, but it's a name and a phone, and that's what's representing you. And, you know, so we don't realize all of these things. This has not ever been necessarily a problem or something we should know about, but now it is truly essential. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yay. Well, I do want to let people know that you do personal virtual presence sessions with people like you did with me. And what's really amazing is, like, instead of watching you like rearrange your house, you rearranged my house. So you moved my screen, you had me change the camera angle, so move my computer a little bit. You talked to me about, you know, needing to fill in some more lights on different areas. And that's what I think is so incredibly valuable. What you're doing right now is it's your house. You're going to go into their house and you're going to assemble the best possible setting for their video calls.
Exactly. So it's not a webinar. It's not me
Right.
talking in general. It's me literally going into your house with you, looking at your specific situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. And I will go into your house and I will look at your lighting, look at your room. I've redecorated rooms. I've moved rooms with people. I've changed everything up, and, you know, and it's all doable. It's all DIY. You can all do it yourself and just do the best you can. But it's very high touch, and I'm going into your home with you and setting you up for success so you can lead and also interview. People are interviewing. I've worked with some people where, you know, they started on the sofa and I moved them to a dining room table. Like, you know, posture is a big thing, especially interviewing.
Oh, yeah. And I always tell people, so when I have ever had clients that were doing media, one of the things that is deadly for me, this is one of my tips, is do not sit in a chair that swivels. You will, to calm yourself, you'll start doing it and not even realize you're swiveling, and that just looks so bad on camera. And I've seen a couple of people do it on newscasts, like guests on a newscast, and it just takes away from their expertise. It makes them look kind of weak and scared, and all they're doing is just rocking, really, you know. So it's like that wanting to be safe. So
there's another tip that I learned, but I think it's more difficult with lighting, is also you can stand. Like, you don't have to sit.
Right. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I just, you know, for me, I have to look around and or build something that would be tall enough because I don't have a standing desk.
That's the challenge with it.
Yeah. But that is a good thing as long as, again, you don't rock, you know, because some people, when they talk, I mean, it's just a comfort thing, and and people don't realize they're doing it until somebody points it out. I do it. So it's hard, you know, it's something you have to be aware, just, you know, keep yourself still. So, awesome. So for everybody who's watching, this is the link for, to have your own personal coach come in and, you know, design your set for your video meetings. And it's so important. It doesn't matter if you are the leader of that call, you are seen. What is behind you is seen. And you don't know how big it's being seen. I had somebody who was streaming the meeting on their TV monitor. So imagine that. You think, oh, I'm just this little box. No, everybody was like 3 feet tall. So just remember that just as much as you wouldn't walk into an interview or a sales meeting, you know, wearing your bedroom slippers or, you know, some goofy hat, it's going to show up if you do it in a video meeting. Same thing. Yeah. So awesome. I will be putting this link out in my emails and so forth, but I highly recommend people take advantage of it, because you can watch all the videos, all the, you know, tutorials about doing it, but it's so different when it's your home and, you know, having your eye on it, having, you know, Alyssa take a look at it from a professional standpoint is priceless. So I just so encourage people to do that. So I don't have anything else to ask. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, I think we really covered it. I think it's about, you know, how you show up, and that you have to show up as a professional. I know there was an article about a judge in Broward County that was like, lawyers, and my husband's a lawyer. He had a case here that he was in his suit for 11 hours upstairs in his office, you know, but you have to show up as a professional. So, and, you know, I can't stress the lighting. I've been to multiple, like, let's say a BNI meeting or this and that, and these guys are sitting, not only the guys, you know, people are sitting in the dark. Again, I mean, the best example is to show you what it looks like. If I don't have these lights on, right, and I'm sitting in a room with natural light.
I don't even know if I can get up and show you mine, but yeah.
Right.
All the lights. It's crazy how different it is. Like, now I look like I'm coming to you from a, you know, from a
you're in the dark and you have all the shadows on your face. Mm-hmm. And I think it's also important not to have the light like too bright, right? Because then you what we call flares, right? So you don't want that. Right. So nice, even light. Window light's really the best, right? So if I had to give one bit of advice, window light, but everyone thinks like to take a photograph on a sunny day is the best, but it's not. The best day to take a photograph is actually on a cloudy day. Maybe not overcast, but a cloudy day, because the clouds act as a diffuser. So, you know, if I'm doing a photo shoot, I use all natural light for every single one of my shoots, but the window is always behind me. And what I see a lot of people doing is saying, oh, I'm in a room with natural light and the window is behind them. So as a photographer, the window's behind me, so it shines on my client's face. But what I've seen the mistake people are making, they're like, oh, I'm in a room, I'm sitting by a window, but the window's behind them and it's blowing out the light and no light's on their face.
Right. And it also messes with the camera, at least my camera on my computer, tries to adjust to the light that it's receiving.
I know, now I want you to put your light back on because I can't
I know. So, yeah. So anyway, all right. So thank you so much. I'll be back in just a jiffy with some light on me. So thank you so much. I really
thank you. It's so fun to be on with you. I love it.
Fun. I know it really is. All right. Well, thanks again. And everyone, if you want to get in touch with Alyssa, you just go to that link. I will be putting it with the video everywhere I post. So you'll have it, or you can contact me if you can't find it. But so recommend you do it. Really, really recommend you do it. And it's just so affordable. It's, you know, you can't afford not to do it, I feel like.
Exactly. Well, thank you for saying that. But I think, you know, it's your first impression. It's your first impression. It's your lasting impression. And it's not going away. It's every time you get into a video meeting, you know, I'm going to actually make a sign print out that says on air. I tease my husband, like, going out to set. But it's a set. And I think that's another thing that people really need to think about, that set it up in a place that's not going to be disturbed, that you don't need to clean up every day, that you don't need to maintain. And I think the biggest trick is like why I chose this spot in my house, because I don't have to, I started in the kitchen. Like the better light's actually in the kitchen, but then I had to keep the kitchen clean. And that's a lot of work. Like it's clean, but every cup and every saucer and so try and find a spot that is your set, at least for a while. You know, we're going to be here for a while.
We are. All right. Thanks so much, Alyssa.
Take care. Enjoy. Stay safe.
You too. Bye.
Bye.